This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by PNP Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2000. This week on Electric Playground, we take a look at NASCAR 2001 for PS1, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Tekken Tag Tournament for PlayStation 2, Quake 3 for the Dreamcast, and Tommy and Vic go shopping for carpets.
Car racing games of all time is the NASCAR series from EA. Well, we went to go see Black Box Games because they're working on the PlayStation version called NASCAR 2001. Go, go, go!
Hey, we're here in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm here with Casey at Black Box Games. We're talking about NASCAR 2001 for the PlayStation. Now, obviously, NASCAR's been around for a while. What did you guys bring to the game?
We took to the challenge of trying to take the game to the next level. Rather than just have the essence of what was in the game, we wanted to look visually stunning and to play, a lot better than I'd ever had.
So take us through the process of actually creating the art for the game.
Well, we'd create, a cross-section of the track, and then we'd create a path for the track, and then we'd loft geometry around that track to generate the surface for the driving area.
What's lofting?
Something you do in a 3D package, where you basically take one section of geometry and move it around on another path.
Is it a little bit like tessellation?
No.
Scaling?
Nope.
Rotation?
Nope.
Beveling?
Then we had several artists in-house who would take those tracks and make them look lush. We'd go through videotapes of the races from each of the tracks. Mm-hmm. So they would go in and put each of the essential elements, so the grandstands and the tents and the pit crew, and texture everything based off what the actual track looked like.
Now, there's a huge buzz about you guys running around the industry right now. Obviously, you must be implementing some pretty cool features into the game.
There's a couple of things that we do that are pretty unique to PlayStation stuff. One of them was a full screen anti-aliasing effect that we did. We used it in a couple places. Just gives a blur to the whole screen. I know it removes the jaggies and stuff. I know it's big on PlayStation 2 stuff. They're always talking about that. Yeah. So we did it on the PlayStation.
Cool.
If you do the inevitable turn around the track and drive backwards, you'll basically end up in some fairly impressive 3D collisions, which
I don't even have to drive backwards to do that.
I wanted to really do the proper 3D sort of inertial body modeling. And so you can see that basically when the car starts flipping, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's bouncing and flying through the air. And
I know how to do inertial body modeling too. Inertial body modeling. Well, thanks for your time. It was great to meet you, Geoff, and you, Arn.
Well, we should do a 2-player race on Mars sometime.
On Mars, perfect.
There
See
you
you there.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
All right, one of the most popular fighting games of all time has been the Tekken series. Well, get ready for the PlayStation 2 version of Tekken Tag Tournament. All right, you guys, come on, let's fight.
Hey!
No, no, wait. No, no. Oh. I am here with Paul. Paul here is the associate producer of Tekken Tag Tournament is the official name of it, right?
That's correct.
Now, I want to know what this game has in it that the arcade doesn't.
Well, just like Tekken 3 for the PlayStation, we've added a couple new modes to the game, including versus battle mode, time attack, survival mode. We actually have a one-on-one arcade mode in there, which plays just like Tekken 3, no tag involved.
Are there any other hidden characters that maybe the arcade version didn't have?
There's one new character who's playable now, and that character is unknown.
Now, unknown meaning you can't tell me, or unknown meaning that's her name?
Unknown, that's her name.
Her name is unknown.
That's correct.
And does she look like a big question mark, or what's her deal?
No, you can actually see what she looks like, but
What does she look like?
a girl.
Is she a babe?
Yeah.
I saw the intro to this, and it's got to be one of the best video game intros ever of all time. Now, the ending cinematic sequence must be killer. When somebody goes to buy a game, to buy Tekken Tag Tournament, what's the first character they should play because they have the best cinematic ending?
Finished with Forest Law.
Forest Law. Tell us about the people in the game.
You got Forest Law, you got Paul, you got Jin, you got Ogre, you got Hayachi, and we also brought back the characters from Tekken 2. You have Michelle, you have Kazuya, you have Lee, you've got Nina, you've got Anna.
But what about some of the boss characters too?
Pretty much Tekken Tag is Tekken 3.
Now, true or false, the team who did the arcade version also does the PlayStation 2 version also, right?
That's correct.
So it's not a port over like other game companies do. The Tekken team who worked on this too has worked on all the Tekkens.
That's correct.
On all the platforms.
On all the platforms.
And even in the arcade.
Even in the arcade.
So you know when you buy Tekken Tag Tournament that you're getting the real deal, not some port.
That's correct.
Paul, thank you very much for sharing all the info with us for Tekken Tag. Very cool. Get the game. It's awesome. PlayStation 2.
I'm with the half the cast of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, man. I've got
Bob Burnquist, Bucky, Lasek, Jeff, Rowley.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
It's springtime in the Peg, and my mind is inundated with memories of walking 6 blocks to my local flea market to wheel and deal on trading cards and retro video games. But now, my video games come to me, leaving me plenty more time for things like yard work. Shop pnpgamesonline.com, your source for everything video games. New or used, recently released or retro favorite, we stock it all. What the heck? Did a bird drop this up here or something?
One of the most successful and biggest selling PlayStation games last year was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Well, get ready, fans, because Activision is coming out with the latest version entitled Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Go!
All right, I'm with the half the cast of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, man. I've got
Burnquist, Bob Burnquist. My name's Bucky, Lasek,
and
Jeff, Rowley.
take part in any of the motion capture at all?
No, we didn't do motion capture. We just submitted some film and stuff, and so they could get our body movements down pretty good.
So tell us what's going to be in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Well, we have all 10 returning pros, and we've added 3 new skaters. Rodney Mullen, Eric Costin, and Steve Caballero.
The people who make the game have been really good about making sure it's made how everybody wants it, you know? Like if there's something that doesn't look quite right, like a trick, they fix it.
We have 3 to 4 times as many tricks.
One of the cool things about the game is that you can play and you do this trick and you're like, well, maybe I can do that, you know, and you try stuff, you know, maybe you can do stuff. And you do insane things that are just impossible to do, but sometimes you land something and you do combos that it brings tricks and creativity to your mind.
We've added about 10 new levels. They're all real-world locations. We have 10 objectives to get per level.
They finally made a game that skateboarders can relate to. It's a good game.
So do you guys all play this at home too?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's addicting to every skateboarder, even someone that doesn't skate. I mean, it's an addicting game.
There's a whole bunch of competition out there now. What do you guys think Tony Hawk 2 is going to do against the other guys that are out there?
There's no competition. Yeah, there's no competition. It's the best game ever, and that's all there is to it. You cannot make a bad skateboard game, just cannot.
I will tell you there are lots of multiple secret areas in each of the levels.
What would you guys do if one of these game companies approached you to create a game based on you? Would you say bye-bye to Tony Hawk?
No, definitely not. No.
Because it would have to be better than Tony Hawk, right?
It couldn't be, because Tony Hawk's got all of all the top skateboarders. He hasn't done anything wrong. Everything it's done so far has been perfect. To leave that would be a mistake. We're in it, we stick together. No one wants to be more than anyone else, and I think Tony does a great job, and I'm honored to be in his game, and I would not walk away, and I would not want a Bob Burnquist game. I don't think I deserve it.
Tony Hawk's music was awesome in the first game. What are you guys doing for the sequel here?
Papa Roach, who's huge right now, Paraman 5000, Rage Against the Machine, Naughty by Nature, Styles of Beyond. It's a great soundtrack.
Hey, I'm Bob Burnquist. I'm Bucky Lasek. And I'm Jeff Rowley, and you must play Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I am here with Rob, who is a voice of probably someone you all know and love.
My name is Pinky, and I am a lab mouse.
What else have you done?
I've been really fortunate. I did a character named Raphael on Ninja Turtles.
Oh!
So
Ninja Turtles, never heard of it.
And I do a show called Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, of course.
In which I play a character named Yakko.
Now, have you ever done extra voices strictly for the video game?
Oh, sure, yeah, we've done a couple of Animaniacs video games. Did a Pinky in the Brain, I think we did a couple of video games.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a lot of Ninja Turtle video games. We did, I think there was a Tick video game.
Sure was.
Oh, there I am, this is me. I'm the guy that wears the pants.
Yeah, you're sold out.
Yeah, well, that's good. At 40%, they moved a lot of Yakko dolls, so you really know when your gig is up because your doll doesn't sell.
That's true.
Oh well, c'est la vie.
All right, cool. Well, hey,
thanks man.
for
Thanks,
spending
Tommy.
the time.
It was a pleasure.
This is great. Yeah.
Thanks, you
cool.
got it.
Check
Thanks
it
for
out.
watching.
Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
Hey, what are you doing with that thing? Hey!
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Hey, what's your favorite video game of all time? No way, that's mine too! Celebrate video games along with myself and Victor Lucas every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on youtube.com/EPNTV. Brought to you in part proudly by PNP Games. Play forever!
How's this for cool? PC gamers are going to be able to play Sega fans in the Dreamcast version of Quake 3. I just hope no one ends up getting hurt. I am here at Sega with Heather, and we are talking about Quake 56.
Quake 3 Arena.
Oh, Quake 3 Arena. So obviously Quake's a first-person shooter, and what does this version have that all the other Quakes don't?
The main difference between the PC version and the Sega Dreamcast version is that this version is going to have 13 new maps that are not in the PC version of Quake 3 Arena. Even the people from id say that unlike other versions before, this is the first time that you can play it on a console and have it be almost identical to the PC experience.
Now, let me ask you this. What about the controls? Like, I know there's a Sega mouse deal thing.
Yes, we're actually launching a mouse with...
We're launching a mouse.
We're launching a mouse right along with Quake 3 for Sega Dreamcast. The interesting thing is those of you who are at E3 may have noticed that the mouse was extremely small.
Yeah.
At E3, that was the Japanese mouse.
Right.
Us large-handed Americans and Canadians are going to have a larger mouse, which we call a rat.
A rat. Now, my understanding is that you can actually play the Dreamcast version against people on a PC. How does that work?
Yes. If you're hooked up via SegaNet, a person on a Dreamcast can play against somebody on a PC across the city, across the country, whatever, it doesn't matter. The person on the PC side does need to download a patch, but as soon as they do, they can get online, they can play against their friends on Dreamcast.
So, Heather, what's your favorite weapon in the game?
My favorite weapon is the railgun.
Brutal. Hey, what are you doing with that thing? Hey!
Hey, it's time for the Tekken Tag Tournament Move of the Week! This week we got one for you from Law and Paul. Now these two guys are bad. Okay, get set. Ready? It's the poison arrow, then the tag, then a right punch, another right punch, tag, and then a left punch. Get set, here it comes. Right punch, tag, right punch, tag, and then finish it off with the left punch, baby! Yeah!
Hey, I needed a huge, wide open, big location to tell you guys about Rayman for the Game Boy because it is one of the biggest and best Game Boy Color games I have ever played. It's everything you've ever done on the 32-bit and 64-bit and 128-bit versions of Rayman, all squeezed into this 8-bit cartridge. He can do all the same moves. He's got the helicopter ears. He's got his little hands so he can swing. All those little Ubisoft touches like being able to punch those giant grapefruit-type things flying through the clouds and the musical notes that they've got in here. Very clever gameplay, great for all ages, one of the best. It's a classic for Game Boy Color. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10, and definitely pick it up. I highly recommend it. Rayman for Game Boy Color. Actually, I'd like to see a Star Trek BMX game.
Well, see, there you go. Big heads.
Big head Star Trek BMX
Spock's
game.
Big-headed.
Jean-Luc Picard's.
That'd be a big head.
Yes, big bald head.
Big, bald,
BMX.
shiny head.
Yes, I think we're onto something there. Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Did you have access to any educational games growing up? Sure you did. The Oregon Trail, Carmen Sandiego, Give Me a Number, I'll Munch It. Just because a game isn't explicitly trying to teach you something, like typing, doesn't mean it isn't inherently educational. Role-playing games require you to read, understand basic math. Roger Clemens taught my friend the game of baseball through the Sega Genesis. Does playing Driver make me a better driver? Absolutely it does. We're talking about an interactive art form that is evolving faster than any entertainment medium in human history. The painting on the cave wall is now scrolling right to left, and there are alien ships to dodge, so keep learning and play forever.
Reviews on the Run is brought to you by Microplay, where the games begin. Destruction Derby Raw for PlayStation. What do you think?
Here's a pleasant surprise,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Destruction Derby Raw is probably the best crash 'em up game out there ever.
Completely. It's the best demolition racing type of game.
Yeah, and there's been some great ones.
It is everything that you want in one nice little package.
It's really hard for me to play any driving game now.
Yes.
After games like Driver and Grand Theft Auto and this game,
I know
where
what you mean.
it's hard to just go in laps anymore and race other people.
When they include an option that you can do Destruction Derby stuff on top of a skyscraper,
yes.
How much better can the world get? This is a great example of excellent balance. The cars are not perfect, but they look really good, and the environments are not perfect, but they look really good.
This game is smooth.
Very smooth. They used a decreased color palette. You said at one point it's very brown.
It is brown.
And it is quite a bit of brown in there, but it doesn't detract from how realistic the environments look.
There's lots of different cars you can unlock.
It's like Destruction Derby Gran Turismo.
True.
But you don't need your license because it's basically hit everything you can.
That's right, that's right.
And there are quite a few gameplay modes in there too.
Pass da bomb.
Pass da bomb, which is really fun because there's nothing more tense than having a ticking bundle of TNT hanging over top of your head when you're driving. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
8.5.
8.5?
Yep.
Okay. What did you think of MTV Sports Pure Ride Snowboarding?
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the graphics were really good. And again, like Raw, it was very smooth. It's almost kind of like the Tony Hawk skateboarding on snowboarding. Not as good as Tony Hawk, but is easy to pick up and play.
That's the problem, though. You have a game like Tony Hawk, it raises the bar.
The only problem is the objects in the game. Certain objects, like when you land on them or smack into them, they disappear.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You earn different courses and different boards and different people.
But it falls apart, and it's the whole economy thing. It's like, why did you have to put all of those little trucks and cars and things into the mountain
to make it interesting,
to make it look cool? But it falls apart. Suddenly you've got your rails disappearing. You've got you can travel through the trucks. It's sloppy.
I think it's one of the best looking snowboarding games on the PlayStation. You know, it's not as good as some of the stuff on the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation 2.
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah?
It was just a mediocre game.
I liked it better than that. I give it, there's a character named Pecker in it. I give it 7.9.
Let's talk about Dave Mirra, Freestyle BMX from Acclaim, also for the PlayStation.
Now, let's quickly go over this. There's Dave Mirra.
Yes.
Matt Hoffman,
and TJ Lavin.
TJ Lavin.
And they all have their own games out.
It doesn't look as good as the other two. I don't think it plays as good as the other two. It's an okay game, but I think the competition is going to be stiff.
You'll be flipping upside down and falling and tumbling all over the place, and suddenly you'll just land properly, and things will slow down and speed up, and there's like no correlation to reality at all. But it's still fun, and you can still pull off some pretty wicked spins and 360s and rolls and flips and all kinds of neat stuff like that.
I've played all 3 BMX games. I think this is the weakest. The game doesn't suck, but I think the other BMX games are a little better. It's a good first attempt. I give it a 6.5.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. How about Star Trek?
That's pretty far removed from extreme sports, isn't it?
Actually, I'd like to see a Star Trek BMX game.
Well, see, there you go. Big heads.
Big head Star Trek BMX
Spock's
game.
big-headed.
Jean-Luc Picard's.
That'd be a big head.
Yes, big bald head.
Bald,
BMX.
shiny head.
Yes, I think we're onto something there.
And this is a first-person shooter. Looks absolutely beautiful and amazing. I think, and I will state this, I think it is absolutely too smooth.
Yes.
Like, because I'm like sitting there with the mouse and it's like, boom, now we go, boom, hey.
It's the Quake 3 engine, and Quake 3's engine is amazing. What that means is you get really fast, accurate graphics, awesome frame rate, and very, very solid
and
online.
really quick.
And solid online multiplayer gameplay as well.
Right.
If you are shooting a board with your phaser and you just keep shooting them, eventually they will learn how to deal with that, and it will have no effect at all.
How cool is that? The game learns.
You take these multiplayer arenas into the holodeck, and instead of just having the traditional Star Trek universe, you can have a Wild West town or an ancient knight's castle or something like that. This is definitely the best Star Trek game I've played. It's 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend it.
I like the AI. I like, they have some new things in it, and it looks just freaking beautiful.
It is.
I give it an 8.3.
That's a good score. What did you think of Pokemon Puzzle League for N64?
I'm not a big fan of Pokemon. I think I'm maybe a little too old. I don't understand the whole thing. I don't understand the whole thing.
Yes.
But this one, I actually was very addicting.
It's very addictive.
Of game, and really what it is it's a rip-off of Tetris.
I'll tell you exactly what this game is.
Okay.
This is Tetris Attack, which
Never played that one.
If you had a Super Nintendo or a Game Boy and were buying games a few years ago, it was a great puzzle game. It was a great Nintendo addition to the Tetris license that they had. And it was very addictive. This is exactly the same game.
The thing is that it's a very addicting game.
Yes.
For about 45 minutes.
Well,
then you lose it.
There aren't that many of these kinds of games on the N64. I think it's worth it just because of that. I like the additional. They've never done a 3D Tetris Attack version like they're doing here. So you've got
Tetrisphere. I give this one a 6.5. I mean, again, I appreciate it for what it is. I just don't think it has a lot of lasting value. But for you pokey freaks out there, I'm sure you're going to dig it.
7.5 out of 10. It's one of the better puzzle games out there. We got to pokey over to Virtua Athlete 2000, which is hopefully the last one that we'll ever see of these track and field style games.
Okay, here's the problem. Now, Sydney 2000 came out a bit ago, and it has like all these cool events like bicycle racing and kayaking and weightlifting. Had all these great events, shooting. This one has 7 events.
7 events, that's it.
110-meter hurdles, 100-meter dash.
There's a 1,500-meter run.
Oh, God, was that painful.
You can't just go monkey tapping on the buttons and expect to win. You have to sort of time it out so your guy still has stamina to win.
It's awful.
Anyways,
That's 20 minutes.
When he does get tired, that is the best part of the game. When he stumbles and he's trying to run and he just looks like a complete freak. I like that. That's the funnest part of the game.
Well, that whole event is ridiculous, though. Those guys bumping into each other. It's completely unrealistic.
Virtua Athlete 2000 gets a 3.5 out of 10.
Ooh, ouch,
Yes.
ow, brutal.
Don't pick it up.
I love these kind of
Unless
games.
you're going to throw it. You can pick it up to throw it, shot put it if you want, but don't buy it.
I like these kind of button tapping games. I give it about a 5.4.
5.4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Little above average.
Not a gold medal.
No, not a gold medal. Doesn't even place. Doesn't even get a bronze medal.
No.
Well, Vic, you think we can take one of these rugs for a test drive? What do you think?
I think so.
We can get it up to Mach 1?
These look pretty speedy.
We can try.
These are the fastest looking rugs I've ever seen.
Well, let's ride them.
All right, let's go.
You can find all the games featured in Reviews on the Run and hundreds more at all Microplay locations across North America and at microplay.com.
Are you still watching?
Go.
The reviews are over. We're done. The show's over.
Yeah, I gotta get
All
something to eat. I'm freaking starving.
Go home. All right? Go. Actually, you are at home. Go out.
Go out.
Go out. You're already at home, so you don't need to go home. Get out. Get outside.
God, what a camera hog.
Yeah.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Namco, makers of Tekken Tag Tournament for PlayStation 2.
Hey, come back and see us again next week. Hopefully, I'll still be alive. Still alive. See you next week.
Give me that!
This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.